Exclamation, everybody, and welcome back to Cube Ramblings, episode 20 of Cube Ramblings, and episode 51 of my Cube World series altogether. So, I've been doing this for a while now, feeling good, feeling like it's a part of my routine now, and I miss it when I'm not doing it. So, or when I'm that came out the way I wanted to be. If the astute viewers will notice that I am not where I logged out last time. I'm not where I ended the last episode. That is because I started recording, and at some point, I don't know when, Fraps just stopped recording. It's like, I'm tired. I'm going to go to sleep now. And I didn't notice it until just a few minutes ago, and I thought, let me go look and see if everything's okay. And it recorded about 13 minutes and then said, no, I'm done. So I'm about 25, 30 minutes beyond where I started here. But you didn't miss a whole lot, so not to worry if you do watch it as an LP instead of just listening. Anywho, let us get into our topics this week. I have a couple of things have happened, as far as updates, as in my channel and all that stuff. But I'm going to put that off on hold for a second here. Or, well, a few more than just a second, but you know what I mean. I want to, before I continue, the topic of last week, which was the IeSF esports controversy. Now, I listened back to what I had recorded, and I managed to get most of the gist of where I was going at with it. But what I didn't get a chance to do was to really talk about what changes have happened there. And by now, it's kind of old news, so I figure I might as well just get it done and over with. So since I did kind of promise I would I would continue it. But essentially, just to bring you back up to speed, there was a Finnish esports tournament going on. It came under controversy because there was a segregation between male and female leagues. And it wasn't just the segregation that was the problem. It was also the fact that those leagues were offering different games, which sort of gave you the mistaken impression that certain games were considered female only and some were considered male only. So, for instance, the female league, you could only do StarCraft 2 and Tekken Tag 2. Whereas in the male league, it was Dota 2, StarCraft 2, Hearthstone, and Ultra Street Fighter 4. And those are things that females couldn't partake in as far as their league was concerned because their league wasn't offering it. So, big controversy, big blow up. A good thing that there was a controversy. A good thing that this is being changed because it caused the International Esports Federation, I believe is their name is, the IeSF, to go back and re-examine what they're doing and actually shore up the leagues to make them actually what they intended to put out, the message that they actually intended to put out in the first place. The problem was that, as I mentioned there, because there were different offerings, it felt like that there was some sexism going on there, and there were some games that were not, that are not, female games that women could actually compete in with the men and all that stuff. And that's not really the case. I mean, we all know as gamers, if there's one unifying platform you can have, it's gaming, right? There's no physical. It's not like physical sports where there could be a greater potential for injury or other things of that nature if you were to have a mixed league. That's not to say that you couldn't. It's just to say that, that's just the traditional mindset. But with games, it's not that's not the case. There's not necessarily a physical limitation there. Now I could see maybe, I don't know if I could see that even. I was going to say I could see if it was sort of a, if there was a league that was for, I guess, more special needs people, for instance, maybe autistic, maybe a league for autistic players that they could all sort of compete on a more even keel. I don't know. I kind of detest any kind of segregation, in that matter. I could see, though, I could see it more as we want to encourage these players to compete. So we have a league for them so that they feel a little bit more comfortable, but they could compete in any league they wanted to. All the leagues were just completely open. And that is what has actually happened as part of this controversy. IeSF went back and said, hey, look, oops. You called us out. You found us out. So yeah, we wanted to model this after chess, because apparently chess has a male and female league. Problem with that is the male league is still an open league, so females can compete with the men if they want to. The idea was that the female league would be there to encourage more women to play chess, and by allowing them to play against in a league that maybe they were a little bit more comfortable with, rather than playing exclusively against men and all that stuff, because it was predominantly a male-dominated sport, and they wanted to just, provide a comfort zone. And I don't see any problem with that. I mean, that's, you kind of have to, right? I mean, if the default league that people are in is dominated by one sex or the other, it does make sense to still let both men and women compete together if they want to, but also if you're predominantly drawing male competitors and you want to draw in more female competitors, then it doesn't hurt to also have an additional league that the women could compete in that was just exclusively women, to allow them to sort of the idea being that maybe they're not comfortable competing against the men, or perhaps they are, I guess perhaps they don't have because they haven't competed as much, they don't have the experience in competition yet. So it would help to also be in a competitive league where they're with people who are a similar experience level, who probably are also newbie, like sort of a, I hate to say it, but sort of a newbie league type of thing. But it's not really. It's still competition. It's still a tournament. It's still open to everybody. It's just it's just a way to sort of encourage more experience in that in the competitive realm, and then and then they probably would graduate then into just competing in the regular male league, or the regular mixed gender league, I should say, not the male league. But yeah, so that makes sense, and that, to me, I think that's okay, because it's just there as a way to. It's not trying to make any kind of statement. It's just there as a way to say, hey, look, we acknowledge that there aren't as many there are not as many females entering into competitive competitions, I should say. I don't want to say I don't want to use competitive as an adjective. It's not really in this case. Since we're acknowledging that there's not as many women who want to compete in these tournaments, we want to attract some more. So we want to give them an area where they might feel a little bit more comfortable, where they feel they're not quite as intimidated by their, say, lack of competitive experience as opposed to others in the league. Or if they want to go full on, hey, just go into the mixed gender league and go against the best and the best of everything, then they can. It's a free choice at that point. It's up to the individual competitor to decide what they want to do. and I think I see that as the right thing to do. That's what they've switched over to. They also the problem was that because they were offering different games, it was giving the wrong impression. They've now, it seems like they have the one tournament. So with the what is it, the Dota 2, StarCraft 2, Hearthstone, Ultra Street Fighter 4 is now open to everyone who wants to play it. From what I read in there. And then the other league that they had with just the StarCraft 2 and the Tekken Tag 2 is still there if you want to compete in it, but if not, if the women want to compete in it or not, but if not, they don't have to. The thing is, I don't know. Here's the big gotcha about this whole thing. I want to say that this was done because of the outcry. But then there was a little footnote that was sort of inserted into the Polygon article, I believe, that I was reading on, either Polygon or Rock Paper Shotgun. I forget what article it was I was reading on this. And I'll link you to that one. But a little footnote that was thrown in there was that Blizzard got behind it and said, look, we got to tell you this guys, but if you're going to use Hearthstone or any of our properties in a competitive scene, they must be open to both sexes. You cannot do any kind of. They must be open. I should say they must be open to all, to everyone. Regardless of sex, age, creed, gender. I just said gender. Orientation, so on and so forth. They have to be open to all. And I feel like, even though I hope that they change this rule because of the controversy, the legitimate concerns and controversy, I have a feeling that when Blizzard's like, hey, guess what, guys, you can't do this unless you do this, unless it's open to everybody. I think they probably went, oh crap, we're sorry, we're now offering everything. So I like to say it was done for the right reasons, but at the same time, I feel like if Blizzard hadn't gotten behind it and said, oops, here's this little stipulation, guys, that it may not have changed immediately or at least as quickly as it had. So props to Blizzard for pushing them in the right direction, assuming that was the straw that broke the camel's back as far as the Esports Federation goes. And that was basically all I really needed to say about that. I gave mostly of my opinions on the thing, and I also wanted to make sure that I conveyed the additional information that came in, which is, hey, yes, they have changed it, and it's better things have happened than how this originally started out. So that's the good news there with that. And then that is now off my plate. And now I can talk about some of the things that have been going on with me this week, and some exciting things potentially for the future. First of all, this just happened today, actually. So, I'm a member of the Livecraft Mine server. Jonesy, our administrator, has been sort of trying to expand it to be a network where those of us who are YouTubers on there or live streamers, Twitchers, can all sort of have a hub and, join forces, sort of, and just help each other out along the way as far as publicity and all that stuff goes, and various other things. And so we have a YouTube channel. You'll see they have links to my playlist up there for Livecraft Mine, and several other of the guys, Chaffee and Tien, I believe, are up there, and I believe Sir Fapsalot's still up there as well. At least it was prior to me recording here. And then there's a Twitter account as well that helps to retweet and get the word out about our videos and everything else going on. And of course we have Reddit. We have our subreddit, our Livecraft Mind subreddit. I bring all this up because I got a tweet this morning, a little notification from Twitter, that Bethesda, the Bethesda Softworks, the publisher of many games, but more currently, Wolfenstein: The New Order, retweeted a tweet that the Livecraft Mine Twitter had put out, saying that they had liked my latest Wolfenstein video, and that got retweeted by Bethesda. So that is awesome and great. I'm glad to see that we're getting I'm getting some notice. I'm glad that it was a positive thing. It got favorited by them, so that's cool. In addition to that, I have actually, this is the end of my vacation week before I have to head back to work and actually head out to California and all that stuff on Monday. So I have gotten quite a few things recorded. I managed to get through all of Wolfenstein: The New Order, so that is fully recorded. That will be 23 episodes, and I will probably put a tweet out about that too at some point before I go on this work travel trip thing, or maybe I'll tweet it when I'm out there. Who the hell knows? It depends on if I get enough unstructured time to actually do stuff. So I've gotten through that. That'll be, as I said, 23 episodes. That also frees me up to start recording some more of Watch Dogs. I do have a little bit recorded of it, but not a whole lot. So I will be making sure that when I get back from this, I'll start recording some of that. There may be a break in between the ending of Wolfenstein: The New Order and the beginning of Watch Dogs. It depends. As I said, I have some recorded right now, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether I'll have enough time to record more or not. It really depends. My brain is kind of all over the place right now, and I know when I come back from this business trip, I'm going to be in probably regen mode. I'll need to go into my what was the doctor's room that he would go into when after regenerating to try to recover, the zero room or something. Yeah, something like that. I need one of those. I need a zero room. I think I'm going to need one after I get back from California. So we'll see what happens there. Along those same lines, I mentioned this in my live stream. I'll just mention it again here. I get back. I take a red-eye flight out of California Friday night, Friday morning, really. It's 12:30 in the morning, and it's a 5-hour flight. So, plus I'm going 3 hours into the future because of time zones. So I end up back here at around 8:30 in the morning if everything goes to plan. And then it's going to take me, because it's the height of rush hour, it'll probably take me about 2 hours to get home after that. So thinking like probably be home here back into my home office here at like 10:30 in the morning. And then I'm probably going to crash and just sleep or something. I have no idea. I assume they're going to want some more work out of me that day, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I suspect everyone who's going on the trip here, on the business trip, is going to be in the same boat as I am and just be completely out of it. So I might just end up taking a sick day or something. It's given that I won't be able to. I probably will not have a Friday stream next week or this week, because you're seeing this on Sunday. But it's that's the reason why I'm probably going to be too darn tired or upset or otherwise to sit down and do it. But we'll see. Maybe I'm just being too cautious, and maybe I'll get home and be like, you know what? I really just need to get on Livecraft Mine right now and just clear my mind and have a little live stream and just get everything, just get relaxed. Just have some way to unwind from all the comings and goings of the week. So we'll see. But for right now, I'm just going to say that, tentatively speaking, probably no live stream next Friday. Given that as well, what have I been recording this week? I've been trying to record enough to get through this week coming up, because I'm going to have everything scheduled and uploaded and ready to go. I have not had, knock on wood, any problems so far with YouTube and the scheduling. So far so good with that. I know other YouTubers have had problems from time to time where they schedule something and then YouTube's like, nah, I don't really feel like publishing that for you. I haven't had any problems thus far, so hopefully everything will go quite well while I'm gone. And if everything goes to plan, you probably won't even realize that I'm gone, because I'm going to have my normally scheduled stuff all scheduled. I've got Wolfenstein all scheduled for the next 2 weeks. I've got, I just finished rendering Transistor for the next couple weeks. I actually, during this week, I recorded another, I think, 3 hours or so, I believe it was, of Transistor. So I've got quite a bit of footage there, which is nice. I went full out and just started recording a whole bunch of stuff. I was getting really into the game. So unfortunately, it's one of those. The problem with Transistor and Bastion at the same time is that the narrator talks so often. It's hard to do a let's play of it because you don't want to talk over the narrator, because they're usually saying something important. But at the same time, it's a let's play. I need to talk. So it's kind of it's a hit or miss as far as commentary goes with the LPing in Transistor. And I'm sure if I ever play Bastion on camera, it'll be the same thing. Although I've played Bastion before, so I kind of know spots where it's going to say something important or not say something important. Also, if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I tweeted out a while back that I have pulled the trigger and I have bought myself an Xbox One. And in my traditional form, I did not just buy an Xbox One. I bought everything else that I wanted in one big shot. So I bought an Xbox One. I didn't buy a second controller because, it's kind of a waste for me to have a second controller, but I bought a charge and play kit because I have that one of those for the Xbox 360 as well, and I just want it. It works out so much better than trying to swap batteries in and out. So I have that, and with that I pre-ordered Halo 5 and Halo the Master Chief Collection because I really want to play those. I mean, I'm a big Halo guy, so it's right up my alley. I still have to finish Halo 4 at some point, but maybe I will actually do that now. Because there's another purchase I've also made along the way there. And I also pre-ordered Destiny. So I have to check my email because I haven't seen anything yet, but I should get, since I pre-ordered it, I should get a code for the beta, which I believe the Destiny beta starts on the 23rd. I didn't write it down, but I believe it's the 23rd, the Destiny beta for Xbox One and Xbox 360. The PlayStation 1 starts a little bit earlier. The second PlayStation open beta, right? Second PlayStation closed beta, I think it is, starts, I think, on the 17th while I'm away. And then I believe the Xbox One and Xbox 360 one starts the week after that on the 23rd. So hopefully I'll get my code and I'll be able to play a little bit of that because that looks really fantastic. I love the Mass Effect universe. I don't necessarily like where they went with the story, but I like the universe itself. I was actually talking about that in my live stream the other night, where like I played Mass Effect 1 and 2, and they sort of went the whole sci-fi trope route, where it was like every new franchise, every new installment in the series has to be bigger and meatier and better. And it's like, well, so you start out on the first one, oh, we got this big bad, we got to fight this big bad. And then the second one is, oh, we've got, this corporation that's helping to get us to where we need to be. Or no, I'm sorry, we had the Reapers, basically. Oh, we found the Reapers are coming. And then the third one is like, oh, the universe is under attack, or the whole solar system's under attack, or not solar system, but the whole universe that we know, the known universe, is under attack by the Reapers, and we need to save the universe. It's like, ugh, please. Do we really need to keep escalating like that? Can we just have can we have a better story than that? There's no reason for that, and I hate that. I hate that they do that. That's a big no as far as me and sci-fi goes. Is like, you know what? You want to have a series, have a damn series. It doesn't have to be, oh, we need a bigger badass this time. We need a bigger badass this time. We need another bigger badass. It's a battle you cannot win. You get to a point where it's just too, like with the Mass Effect games, it's too, it's almost trolly, right? It's like, you know what? You're so badass that you're now saving the damn universe from itself. And it's like, oh, come on. Come on. Whatever happened to just being like just a sci-fi, just being a main character who contributes to the overall universe, but doesn't have to be, they don't need their name in the history books. You know what I mean? They don't necessarily, it doesn't have to be that way. You can be a hero and not have to be known by all the races, all the races in the universe as the savior of everything. You don't, this God complex that they get is just ridiculous. It drives me nuts sometimes. So I, off on a tangent, back onto what I was talking about. I like the Mass Effect series. I like Halo, obviously, because I just pre-ordered a whole bunch of Halo stuff. So Destiny is just seems like it's right up my alley. It's like, you know what? It's made by Bungie. Guys did Halo pretty well. It's got the same look and feel as Halo. It's got the same look and feel as Mass Effect. It's got some of the MMO-ish stuff in it, which is kind of eek. But we'll see what it's like. I've seen Vintage Beef's video of it, and so far from what I've seen, I like what I've seen so far. So we'll see. We'll see if it gets too MMO-y on me, I might end up, never touching it again. But we'll see. As I've said 100 times here. So I have that ready to go, and then what I have done on top of all that is I was looking for either a TV. I was actually looking for a TV in here that I could use as a monitor. And it turns out, ooh, look at this. Oh, hey. Hey, we have found a desert finally. This is the first desert I have ever found in Cube World. Excellent. Sweet. I've never fought these fire beetles, and wow, 14 XP. That's a lot of XP for beetles. Oh, this is cool. All right. Excellent. When I get wood out of that. Sweet. All right. Well, so since I found a new biome, I'm going to be spending some time in here. Ooh, there's a camel. I wonder, I forget. I'll have to look up on the wiki how to... Oh, he doesn't like me either. Oh, all right. You die now, camel. I have to look up on the wiki to see what food I have to feed the camels to get one, because I'd like to have a camel to walk around on or ride around on. That would be kind of cool. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna spend some time in this biome. I've been, in case you haven't been watching too much, I've been moving from biome to biome because a lot of them are just the same things I've seen already. So I've just been trying to travel around to find new stuff because I want to find, because now I finally found a desert, this is the first one for me. The only thing that I think I haven't found yet is the firelands, whatever they are. So after I've thoroughly explored this desert area, I think I will go seek out again for the firelands, unless we have the update by then, in which case we'll be thoroughly exploring the update as well. Anywho, back to what I was talking about. I was looking for a TV to use as my display for my computers in here. And I started looking around to see, the one thing with TVs, I know this just from my own experience, not from my own experience, but from reading things before, that you have to find a certain type of, there's certain specifications you need on a TV in order to get it to look right with the computer. So in other words, a lot of TVs are optimized for viewing them from a distance, right? So the pixels and whatnot, the various pixels of the image are the various pixels per inch, I should say, of a TV tends to be a lot wider space between pixels on a TV than there are on a monitor, because you're far enough away that your eyes just it all kinds of blends in. And it's meant for viewing from, say, 20 or 30 feet away, 10 to 20 feet away, whereas a computer monitor, is meant for viewing up close, right? So the dots per inch on a computer monitor are much, there's a lot less space between them. And what happens is if you put a TV in that role, if you don't find the right kind of TV, you can run into two things. One is everything will look very blurry, like your fonts and stuff will look really, really bad because you're sitting too close to the TV, right? And the other thing is that there is a delay, right, between the TV displaying stuff and what's the signal that's going into the TV. So you need to make sure that delay is as small as possible. Again, on a monitor, the delay is usually small because, again, you need to be able to see things instantly as they're happening on the computer, especially for gaming and whatnot. So I was looking at TVs and I couldn't find any that were small enough to fit in this hutch that I have my monitor in. And also with the right kind of specs as far as PPI and the delay between the video image and everything else. So I said, well, you know what? I guess I just gotta get a monitor. But I've never seen any computer monitors with HDMI ports on them. So I'm like, well, let me go look around and see what I can find. And I found one. I found a 24-inch Philips, I believe it was, Philips monitor. I don't have the actual number of it, sorry. And I found it at Newegg for, I think it was like $140 or something like that. And it has, the reason it popped out at me is because it has 5 HDMI ports on it, which is radical awesome. I was going to say ridiculous, but I'm going to say radical awesome instead. Speaking of radical awesome, a pyramid. Ooh. A Gigar pyramid. First pyramid I found. Let's see what this looks like down below. So I have that on order as well. So I'll be able to get 5 HDMI ports, which is great because I do have HDMI out for both my laptop and my PC. It's just I'm not using them because the monitor I have does not have any HDMI ports on it. So I actually have for my PC, I actually use an HDMI to DVI cable. So it's DVI on the one, digital video interface on the one side that's plugged into the monitor, and then HDMI on the other side that's actually plugged into the PC. So I get decent quality. And then my laptop is just through an old VGA cable, so that's the old school quality right there on that. But I don't do any gaming on my laptop, so it's all web pages and stuff, so I don't really notice it that badly over there. But yeah, that'll be cool. I can get all that in there, which means that I can now bring the Xbox One once I get it. Once it's on order right now. It hasn't shipped yet though. I got the cheapo long-term shipping, the 5 to 7 days free shipping thing, because I'm going to be away anyway, so I can't really do anything with it until next weekend. So I have that on order. I have the monitor on order, so I'll be able to bring the Xbox One into here, into my office here with me. Plug it into the monitor, and then I have my capture card here, my HD PVR from Hauppauge here, and I'll be able to capture off of it as long as I don't install certain things. I think if you install like Netflix or something else similar to that on the Xbox One, then it enables HDCP, which is the encryption protocol for HDMI, which then means I can't record off of it. But if I don't install that stuff, if I'm careful not to have any of that installed, it should be unencrypted HDMI signals. So I should be able to record off of it, capture off of it. Obviously, I can do live streaming directly from it. Although I don't know if I would or not. It really depends on. When you have the tools to do the live stream properly, it doesn't seem right to stream directly from the console because you're very limited in what you can and can't do there. Whereas if I had it streaming through OBS, I'm not so limited. I can swap things in and out as needed. So we'll see on that regards. I don't know if there's anything there that I will stream or not. I've been meaning to do some more streaming, as I've said 100 times, but it's hard to really get the time when I'm trying to also record all these other things for YouTube. So I'm trying to focus it primarily on YouTube right now. And then Twitch is sort of a side thing that I'm trying to also do from time to time. So that means that I may be, so when I get access to Destiny, hopefully I'll be able to record that and put it up on YouTube. That'll be awesome. We'll see. I hope everything works out with that, and I'll be able to possibly do that. So that is a thing to keep an eye on. And then that also means that any other games I get on the Xbox One that I really like, I could probably record them and put them up on YouTube or just stream them and whatever. I might do more streaming just from the Xbox, just because it's dead simple. Who the hell knows? We'll see. So that takes care of that. To record a bunch of Transistor, as I said, and also recorded some more Space Run. So I should have Space Run going up there as well. I need to, hopefully I won't forget, but I need to record another Soul Zero episode so that it's ready to go for next Friday. If I don't end up recording it for whatever reason, then I will just put another video up there. And I hope you guys have been enjoying a lot of the side quest videos I've been doing. I've got more games, a bunch more games that I need to do side quest videos on that I've been just kind of hanging on to for a while here. I'd like to do some more of that. It's believe it or not, harder to do some of the side quest videos, because I need to figure out how the game works and figure out if there's enough of the game there that I can get a half an hour out of it. I mean, there's nothing that says I couldn't do a 5-minute video, but I have this affliction where I can't do a 5-minute video, despite my best attempts. I feel like I'm cheaping out by doing it. So hopefully we'll have some more of those coming up. I played Shattered Planet this week. That video is up. That was kind of cool. A nice little roguelike game, sci-fi genre game. I have a couple more on my list to do. I actually, a couple of them from Steam as well. There's a game that I hope I can record soon. What was the name of it? Sunless Sea. It's a horror-ish game. I mean, it's billed as a horror game, but it's not really that. It's not what you would consider. It's not a I need a face cam horror game type of thing, right? it's more of a it's more of a RPG-ish. It's kind of, it reminds me a lot of Don't Starve, you know, and Don't Starve has sort of the horror-ish setting, I guess, and art style, but it's not really a horror game, you know what I mean? And this feels the same way, which is cool. It's fine by me. If it were a straight up horror game, I'd be making fun of it. And this one, I'm actually seem to be having, you know, enjoying it a bit. So, hopefully I'll be able to get that up to you guys. I'm not going to leave a link to it, even though I just mentioned it. I'm not going to leave a link to it in the description because I'll leave a link to it when I make the video. I'd rather put the video up first before I do that. And that's I've got quite a bit done. I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. It turns out that you know, I had to get a bunch of things done around the house, and it turns out it took longer to do that than I had really wanted to spend on it. And it's gotten to the point where it's just I want to be not even, I don't even want to finish it. I got a lot of it done, but I don't even want to finish it. It's just like, screw it, I'm done. The joys of home ownership right there. But there is still more stuff I gotta do. I gotta do some painting and stuff, and it's just I've been holding off. It's just do I want to paint? Do I want to play games and record myself? I would rather play games and record myself rather than painting. But you know, it's gonna have to happen at some point. So now back to some actual news here that I have. Now that I've spent so much time off on a tangent there. For those of you who, well, first of all, let me get some of the more time-sensitive things done here. There is a Humble 2K bundle out right now. Humble 2K bundle. It is for all the 2K games. Well, not all of them, but a good portion of 2K games are on there. Well, all the games that are on there are 2K, but you know what I mean. A lot of the good ones are on there. So if you ever thought to yourself, hey, you know, I kind of want to play BioShock or something, well, Humble 2K bundle's got BioShock, it's got BioShock 2, it's got BioShock Infinite. So if you pay greater, I think BioShock 2 is if you pay greater than the minimum, which I think is, or greater than the average, which is like $7 or something like that. I mean, it's nothing. I usually pay greater than the average anyway, because it's so ridiculously low. There's so many people that just pay like $1 for stuff, and it's like, oof, you're not really in the right spirit of things here. It's got the Bureau XCOM Declassified, the Bureau, or I'm sorry, XCOM Enemy Unknown, and the Darkness 2, which I don't remember if that was the one that was really terrible that everybody hated or not. It sort of rings a bell to me in that regard. And Spec Ops: The Line is the other one. and there might be more that are being introduced. I don't know yet. It's still have 9 days as of my recording of this Saturday night. You have 9 days left in the bundle to pick it up. So if you always thought, hey, I kind of want to play a BioShock game or maybe one of the XCOM games, and I just never had the money for it. Well, you Humble Bundle right now. You can go out there, plunk down $10, and you get all of them. So I would certainly pick that up. I personally am not really a fan of BioShock. You would think I'd be a fan of XCOM because it is sci-fi-ish, but not really. I've looked at it. It's a little too. I guess it's a little too tactical for me. And I say that knowing full well that I'm playing Transistor, which is a tactical RPG. But it's just too. I for some reason I've watched gameplay of it and I'm like, this is not really my thing. Even though it's sci-fi, it's just not really my thing for some reason. But if it is your thing, then by all means go out there and jump on this bundle before it goes away. Also, I have a bunch of news around The Witcher. It's funny because I start seeing more and more things come up about The Witcher, more and more news articles about The Witcher right after the Steam Summer Sale when I purchased The Witcher and The Witcher 2. So first of all, we got The Witcher 3 is coming out, which is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, I believe is the full title of that. I have not pre-ordered that. I want to play The Witcher and The Witcher 2 first to see if I like them. And then I'll think about purchasing more in the Witcher series. Because I always stayed away from the Witcher series because it always seemed like something I wouldn't necessarily like. But I've seen some videos and it's okay, kind of. So I kind of want to. I feel like it's one of those games where you need to play it to really determine whether or not it's something that you enjoy or not. So that's why I picked it up. Plus, it was on Steam Summer Sale and it was really cheap. I was like, you know what? Let me just try it. Let me just try it myself and see if it's something that I like. And if it's something I like, maybe I'll record it. Maybe not. We'll see. It's kind of I think it's a longer game, so it might take 500 episodes to get through it. But I'm going to try it out at least initially by myself without recording anything. And if I like it, maybe I'll start recording it and we'll see what happens. But in addition to that, I've noticed a bunch of news here. One of them is there's apparently a Witcher adventure game that is well, so there's a board game that I believe is called, what is it? I think it's just the Witcher adventure game, or I think is the board game. Is it a board game? It's more of a it's a card game, I believe. I think it's like a card collecting game. Not card collecting. It's like a Magic the Gathering type of thing. I guess it's sort of a CCG-ish. I don't know. I think no. The video that I saw of it. Okay, so here's my confusion. The video I saw of it showed an actual physical board with, I think, paper figures on it that were moving around, and he had cards in the middle to control it. So it was sort of like a Clue thing, where you move around the board and all that stuff, or like a Star Trek board game type of thing. That's what I saw there. But the video I was seeing was of the computer game that is of the board game. My English here at some point has to improve. I don't know when it will improve, but it will at some point. Essentially, they took the board game that they made, and they also made a computer game that is the same as the board game. The representation of the board game. So that is going into closed beta, or it's in closed beta now, where it's a digital version of the tabletop board game. And it's also going to be the first test of GOG Galaxy. You remember a couple episodes back I was talking about how GOG.com is now going to have sort of a fat client, just like Steam and Sora, where you can, they're calling it GOG Galaxy. Well, this is apparently going to be the first beta test of that as well. So that sounds kind of cool. If you're into digitized versions of board games, then maybe that's something you're interested in. If you're just interested in The Witcher, maybe it's something you're interested in. I don't know. In addition to that, I have more Witcher stuff that just came out a couple days ago. It's called The Witcher Battle Arena, and it's apparently it's a MoBA. So like we now have a Witcher RPG and we have a Witcher board game, which is also RPG. And now we have a MoBA. So it's like the Witcher franchise is just expanding in various directions. The MoBA apparently is going to be, it's primarily a mobile game. So it's a mobile MoBA. MoBA, I guess. MoBA. But there is a possibility in very big air quotes that there will be a PC version of that as well. So if you're into the MOBAs, maybe The Witcher MoBA is something that you want to play. I'll keep my eyes on it because I'm sort of into MOBAs, but I'm sort of not. I'm into the MOBAs that don't have, that are a little bit more casual. So like Awesomenauts and this Heroes of the Storm I've been waiting patiently for, that Blizzard will never probably give me access to because I'm a nobody. So I'm more in the casual side of things. The Dotas and the League of Legends stuff, not really my style. It's too, first of all, the communities are just full of idiots, and second of all, it's just not. It's too punishing on the other players on your team, right? It's like when I'm playing a game, even though it's a team-based game, I don't have infinite time to get good at a game. This is why I suck at all games, because I do not have infinite time to get good at them, right? So I want to be able to suck at a game and not drag my entire team's enjoyment of the game down with it, because that's how you get these people that are just really angry and all these angry comments and all stuff. It's the same thing with Dwarves versus Zombies on the Play Minecraft server. Like, I stay away from that like the plague, because it's just, the community of that just sucks completely. It's just terrible, because if you play slightly badly, you affect the enjoyment of everybody else on your team, and of course they get pissy with you, right? And it's like, I hate that. Make it something that's a little bit more casual. Make it so that, I can make mistakes and I can just play at my own pace. I don't need to be, MLG Pro to do this. You know what I mean? I just be reasonable with something. So that's, when I look at a MOBA, that's what I want to look at. I want to see if The Witcher MOBA is more of the casual side of things, then that'll be something that I probably will look at. But if it's more hardcore, who knows? But I think that will just about do it for this episode of Cube Ramblings. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. And hopefully I will see you guys. I should see you guys next week. I should recover enough that I can do this next Saturday and record this. But thank you for watching, and I will see you next Saturday.